Welcome back to another episode of Let's Stay In.
I'm Anna, and this is Mark.
Now, before we get into today's episode, we got to give you that annoying reminder. Make sure you like, subscribe, download, comment. If there's a button, make sure you click it. Somehow, I think that helps us out.
With that being said, let's just jump right in.
One year I tried to dress up as Mr. Clean for Halloween, and I ended up looking like a sperm, so that was pretty cool.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's
and my dad
easy.
said that, so that's cool.
It's
tough.
super easy to look like a sperm.
Yeah.
No one tells you that. But like, you
It's
put your
pretty
hood
easy.
up and it's just like, boom.
Bald cap, white eyebrows.
Yeah, it's right there.
Sperm.
Very spermy of you.
Yeah.
No one ever tells you how easy it is.
It's ovaries that it's really
No,
hard.
that's
Yeah.
I don't even know how to look like an ovary. I'm going to
that's
be
like
honest.
fallopian tubes.
Yeah.
What are you for Halloween? Fallopian tubes.
And you just walk around the bar the whole time like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Like-
I like that.
You know, honestly, dudes should do that because then they can flex their muscles.
Men
It's a
don't
gr-
know what a
You
fucking fallopian tube is.
This is
You
true.
should do it. You should do it.
You'd be like, I support women, so I'm a fallopian tube for Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is me just... Yeah, but you know
That's
that's
very
what the
serial
dude's gonna...
killery.
You know what that's what the guy's going to say.
Doesn't that feel like a red
It
flag?
does feel a little bit weird, honestly.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
Did you
But-
guys see that Halloween costume that guy did? And he was like the UV index. And he was like, girls love me. And he dressed up as like the UV index.
No, I love that. That's
How do you
clever.
dress up as the UV index?
I could probably
Like
find
a
it for
chart?
you.
Like a chart?
Something like that. Or like the sun or something.
What's your best Halloween costume to date?
I was Harry Potter like 8 times.
Okay, so
Just works.
So you haven't had a cool costume
No.
for 8
Really?
years.
Oh, that's so embarrassing for you.
I said best costume.
I don't really do a lot of costumes. Like I would like
you were
to.
Mr. Clean for Halloween.
That is true. I was Mr. Clean for Halloween.
That's never a girl's first costume.
I was
You-
Pitbull. I dressed up as Pitbull one year.
Oh, I like that.
Mr.
Okay.
I just love
What-
bald caps.
Yeah, I was going to
say,
say,
you
do you
love
just
a
like
bald
putting on a
cap.
bald
I
cap?
really
What the hell?
do, apparently.
I'm seeing a trend here.
Is that a weird role play that you're into?
Mr. Worldwide?
You know, I really want to cut my hair like very short. Like Gracie Abrams short.
like Britney Spears 07?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But slightly like with a few inches more.
Like unhinged.
10 inches more.
10 inches more. There you go. Yeah.
What's 10 inches? Like this?
Oh,
What?
What? This is like, you know
ooh.
what?
Oh,
One
that's-
step ahead.
That was a good
It was
joke. That was a
witty.
good joke.
I
She
would
was-
love to like,
Yeah,
what-
I'm 10
what-
inches.
what is
Yeah.
6 inches to? What is 5 inches to?
Okay, so 6.
This looks like 6, yeah.
That
Let
looks
me
like
see. Let me
7.
see.
That's
Wait, let me
6.
see.
That's 6.
No, that's like 4.
No.
This is like 1, 2, 3. Oh,
That's like 6.
do you have measuring tape?
Not handy.
That's a foot.
This is how you measure a foot.
Oh.
Is
look-
this a foot for real?
That's they say it's close. They say it's close. Like your forearm is typically close to
With the toe, with the hand or fingers?
That's a foot.
I'm just looking at her
What
toe.
kind of
Okay,
math
what are we doing? What are we
kind of math are
doing?
we doing
Okay,
right
we need
now?
to
Happy
lock in.
Valentine's
I don't know.
Day.
Yeah,
We're not doing well.
We're recording this on Valentine's Day. This is releasing on Tuesday, the
Yeah.
whatever that would be, the 18th. But
Who
we're
knows?
recording this on Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
Happy Day of
Happy
Love.
Valentine's Day.
Oh my God, does that make both of you guys my Valentines? Or
We're
You have
all
like
just
10 Valentines
3
tonight.
Galentines just hanging out.
yeah, my buddies are like, "What are you
3
doing tonight for
gals.
Valentine's Day?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going out to eat with 9 women." They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah,
It's a standard Friday for
Yeah.
you.
yeah, weird shit."
That's
Anywho.
nothing new.
Weird shit. You have so many great girlfriends. You should be happy about that.
I know, but then all my guy friends are like
He
waiting for
is.
the second part of being like, "Oh, so hey, yeah, dude, you should come," and they're not getting that invite, but
Yeah,
like
no.
they're waiting for
And
that.
they won't ever.
They're waiting for that
Yeah.
part. Yeah,
Mark's
yeah,
super
yeah.
protective of his girlfriends. We've had many conversations about this. It's
Yeah.
good quality.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you. I love that. And it's a good quality.
It is good
You
quality.
are the kind of man that makes me not hate men.
Oh well, thank you.
Whoa,
I have,
that's the
like-
best
I
compliment
have
ever.
like 3 or 4 guy friends that I fully are like, you are the only ones that like really give me faith in the male species.
You know 4?
Yeah. And I actually just hung out with one
Whoa.
like a couple weeks or like 2 days ago. And I was like, just so you know, like you are one of the people that I actually really enjoy hanging out with, and you make me not hate men so much. So thank you.
Best compliment ever.
Thank
You
Thanks,
know,
Mark.
yeah. Hey, my mom's listening to this, so she'll appreciate hearing
Yeah,
that too.
exactly.
So
Yeah. I
yeah,
say that
I'm probably,
to my cat.
I'm probably gonna get a text
Yeah.
message about this.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
You're
Oh, your
welcome.
mom's proud of you. She knows what she raised.
I'll
For
slip,
sure, yeah.
She knows.
I'll slip you that 50 when we get done with this. But
Yeah.
But Sophia, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
No problem. We've been looking forward to this. So
Been a long time coming.
yeah, how long ago did we meet? We met. I feel like we met right around the same
Right,
time.
right,
I can't even
right.
speak. Yeah,
Like, almost-
right around the same time I met Anna.
Almost 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Holy shit. Yeah, because
Yeah,
we're
holy
going on 8, right? 9?
I was like,
9.
2016.
was I?
Yeah, 9, bro.
Whoa.
That's 9.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we met in 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
we met in 2017. End of 2017. December.
Was it Enda?
I sound
I
crazy
don't
for
know.
knowing.
I don't know.
It was
Anywho.
like
It was
9
after
or 8
Christmas.
years we met.
We're at the age now where like, yeah, it was like
It's
a
just
decade ago.
numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was when we were in our early 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me
what
sick.
do you mean? Speak for yourself.
Oh,
Makes me sick.
listen. 30's great. 30's great. You're not
I'm
there.
not
yet.
even there.
No, you're not.
I still
but,
have a couple years.
But 30's great. 29 sucks. Once you're at,
Don't tell me that.
no, because then you're just like, let me just get to 30.
That's true. I like.
Because 30, it's like I'm young in this decade.
Yeah.
29, it's like, oh damn, I'm old in the 20s.
29. Have you guys ever seen New Girl?
Yeah, classic. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
you know
29?
29.
29. Wait, you know what I love is, have you guys seen Crazy Stupid Love?
I love that movie.
When
been
they're
a
in the
minute.
rain and Julianne Moore is saying nine women. I think that's. I think about it
You've never
almost
seen that
daily.
movie?
It's been a minute, but I just
Mark.
That's a good one.
that part didn't.
I watch it almost once a week.
Oh, okay. What the fuck?
In a cool way, like a cool,
I don't know if
non-anxious
that's
way.
I don't know if that's how that works.
Wow.
In a non-comfort movie way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm doing well mentally.
well, Sophia. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know who you are, let's say you're walking in a, I don't know,
You're going to a bar.
Yeah.
you're picking up veggies at the local. I don't know what I'm going with.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
What's
think
the scenario she would be in?
I don't know. Okay, you're at a brewery.
Great. Sold. Done.
Yeah, you're at a
I'm
brewery.
Yeah,
Okay.
veggie sounded weird.
Yeah, veggies. I don't know what the hell.
I don't know.
Sophia's
I'm not
picking up her
I'm not a
weekly.
vegan.
Yeah, I don't know, because I was originally gonna go. You're at a butcher shop, and I was like, that's a weird
Definitely
thing to
not.
say,
I don't
but-
eat meat either. But it's complicated.
Yeah, but that's
Oh.
what
I'm a pescatarian.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
that's why I went to the veggies.
I'm
and
at
then
a
once,
fish market.
well, yeah. Okay. Okay.
No, we're sticking with brewery.
Okay. You're at a brewery. Somebody walks up to you. They're like, "Who are you? What's your story?" Give like your 30-second elevator pitch.
Well, hi guys.
That's what you say.
Hi.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
It's all plural.
Hi, sir or lady. So nice to meet you. My name is Sofia Bevarly. First name is Anna.
Oh my god, how cute.
I know.
Do people know
Two
that?
Annas.
My friends and family do for sure.
But like people hearing this for the first time.
They might. Like if you really know me, then you might. I
Okay,
mean, there's
you're
some
like OG
creepers.
fans.
Like
There's
Yeah.
some
stock.
creepers.
Like
yeah.
stock. Okay.
Yeah. Stalkers. Yeah. Anna Sofia Bevarly.
So cute.
I'm a social media lady. I've been doing social media since I was 18, which is so wild to think about.
Damn, you've been doing this for 25 years.
How? I'm done. Actually, this has been great.
Yeah, she's old. You can't do math. That's old.
I've been doing this for a long time. I started my page on Instagram and just kind of like blew up from me posting cutesy little bikini pics.
I wonder
naturally.
why.
So strange.
I can't figure it out.
I can't either. Still to this day, I don't know why.
I'm a straight woman and I can't figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So weird. But yeah, so I started doing that. Social media's been really great, but I'm trying to do like different outlets of income now. So now I'm doing a lot of real estate investing, and I own like 20 properties, and
Holy shit.
yeah. So now I'm doing that. I mean, I'm still doing obviously social media, but I'm just really trying to get out of social media because it is so draining, as I'm sure we all know.
Yes.
That's a flex though. 20 investment properties.
That's
is
so
sick.
friggin' cool.
That's amazing.
What
feel like-
states?
Just Ohio.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Literally
okay.
just Ohio.
What made you choose Ohio?
Cheap houses and like good rents.
Do you flip them?
No, I actually rent them out to Section 8. So
Oh,
it's like
damn,
all
okay.
government subsidized. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
How'd
Yeah.
you get this idea?
My friend Tom, he has like
Tom, obviously.
obviously Tom, he has like 700, 800 houses, and he like does this for a living. He makes so much, and now he's like started a course and like taught people how to do it. But he had slid into my DMs so long ago, so I'm like, hey, could you teach me how to do this? And he was like, absolutely, like let's be friends. So he just kind of taught me like the ropes of it, and I've been doing it ever since,
That's incredible.
like a couple years ago.
Why don't you do that with me, Mark?
Yeah,
I don't
show us how to do crypto, Mark.
You don't give me any
Well,
cool
listen,
tips.
Listen, yeah.
No,
listen,
he tries to do crypto, and emphasis on the cool tips,
Listen.
Cool, helpful.
helpful
Hey,
tips.
Listen, crypto's great. Okay, I've been saying that for a long time.
I know.
I've been
I
saying that for
know.
as long as I've known you guys.
I feel like it's too late. I feel like I'm late.
no,
to the
no,
game.
no. It's never too
No,
late.
Sonny's on his stories saying almost every day it's not too late,
No, it's never too
and
late.
it makes me think every day.
It's never too
See,
late.
that's like draining to me.
Oh, the highs and lows.
Yeah.
Oh, my nervous
Yeah.
system couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, the best investments in life are always the things that you make and you forget about. And then if it's a safe investment, and years later, like you look back and you're very happy that you made that investment. But it's all about without nerding out, it's all about your time horizon. If you're looking at something of like, what am I going to do with it in a year? It's a very short time horizon. If you're thinking about a decade from now, it's on,
That could apply to anything in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to be thinking about, is this something that I believe in for a decade? If you don't believe in it for a decade, you probably shouldn't do it. I would take that with any approach.
Marriage.
Relationships, friendships, careers, things like that. If you're like, I don't want to do this for the next decade. I don't want to, be friends with this person for the next decade. I can't see myself dating this person for the next decade. What's the point?
What is the point?
You got to believe in something.
In
You got
anything, really.
you got to believe in
What is
something.
the
I'm
point of
asking
life?
you. I'm asking you.
Truly, tell me.
I think if you don't have conviction in the things that you are doing, why are you doing it? And I think you can take that approach with
I'll tell you
literally
why.
anything you're doing. Why?
Money.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, it's always money.
Literally,
But there's so many different ways in life that you can make money. And even if, we've all done things in life that we don't want to do. I think that's part of life. Like, you're always going to have to,
Absolutely.
from the person who gets the job right out of college, working in a mailroom somewhere, like sometimes you got to put in that kind of like the grunt hours and do the things that you don't want to do. But you should be asking yourself, what am I doing? What am I building that will allow me to be incredibly happy down that road? What's that 10-year time horizon, right? Like, what am I doing right now that 10 years from now I'm going to be super thankful that I did?
Let me ask you.
Well, you with your investment properties.
Yeah,
That's huge.
Yeah. But if money didn't matter, what would be your passion? What would you want to do?
I'd still be doing what I'm doing right
There's
now.
no way.
100%.
Really?
100%.
You'd be doing crypto if it didn't pay you anything.
There's no way.
100%.
Mark, that's not your passion.
No,
Your passion is connecting with people. And
yeah, but I do that every
networking.
day. I literally do that every single day.
With crypto?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was a guy in the crypto world yesterday that like tweeted out something about.
I like that. We can't
both
believe
were
it.
just like,
well, okay.
it's without, because we don't have the time for this to be a 3-hour podcast episode. I would love that, but I will say there to me, I look at crypto as something that down the road I believe will revolutionize how we look at like finance in the world. And so I look at this as being very early to something that like 20, 30 years from now, our kids will be like, wait, you remember when like Bitcoin was created? And it's like, yeah. And so I think that's why I have such like a love for it, is because I think it's so important to like our entire world. And so, I mean, one quick example is like, look at our government spending, right? Government spends a ton of money on a ton of different things. You have no idea where your tax dollars go to. Down the road, I believe things like that will be on chain. So you'll be able to look at exactly what is the government spending their money
There's
on.
There's no way the government would ever do
100%.
that.
They're gonna have no choice.
They would never allow
telling you,
that.
it's
To
gonna
let
happen.
the public know where the
I'm telling you,
freaking
it's
taxes
gonna-
are going, that's
There's no
never
way.
going to happen.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
Not in this country, at least.
Once other countries start doing it, I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time.
Oh, really?
Wait,
We
are
could
you
really go deep
one
about
of the
that.
founding fathers?
I wish
Like
I'd be a whole
like
hell
a
of
Mount
lot more
Rushmore situation?
of crypto.
Oh, question actually. So
No.
if you were to be a statue, would you include your glasses?
Yeah. Now the glasses feel like they're a part of me.
Yeah, you feel
I
naked
feel
without them.
naked. I did a podcast once without glasses on, and I hated every minute of it.
How do we feel about blue light glasses?
Great, love them.
Do they actually work?
Uh-huh.
But like, to what degree? Like, you have to have the orange lens to like really make it work, or can you have like the cutesy little very light blue lens?
As
I
long
think
as
you
they-
need like super, like high power, full throttle blue.
Yeah.
whatever qualifies as the blue. I don't know. That's above my pay grade, but whatever qualifies it as blue light glasses, I do feel like it helps if I'm staring at a computer all day.
Not to be vain, but I tried to take a picture of myself in my blue light glasses, and all you can see is the blue lens.
That's all you can see.
And I'm like, well, why am I
This
wearing
is
these?
not cute at all,
I'm wearing
yeah.
it to look like a sexy librarian.
Exactly,
And no one can
exactly.
see that. So
Yeah.
like, why am I doing this?
Truly.
I do feel like my actual glasses help too when I'm looking at a computer screen.
I would think so. Vision.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm nearsighted, so I can see. It's not like I can't see, but I feel like it helps me from getting that, like, the, because you use blue light glasses because it keeps you from getting like from like staying awake too long, and then you're able
Sure.
to fall asleep at night. I feel like if I wear these glasses, it gives me that same effect.
Interesting.
So we've gone off on
Anyways,
a
very
random-ass tangent.
off.
So today's Valentine's Day. I feel
Yes.
like we gotta
Let's talk about love things.
Yes.
yeah,
love
let's talk about it.
We
So-
love love.
Do
Okay,
we?
very
Wait, I gotta ask you
curious.
guys this because I tweeted this out yesterday. So let me get your guys' perspective. I tweeted out, if you buy a girl flowers and she posts them on Instagram and doesn't tag you, you're the side dude.
Okay,
No.
but hold on. Because I will say
No.
keeping your relationship private is really
Is
a great
the best.
thing.
If you have a social media platform, but
Yeah.
I'm saying for
Okay, like a
let's
small
take-
like 2,000 like just friends and family, then yeah, you absolutely should be tagging the person that got you flowers.
You're not the side dude, because if she's posting the flowers, then the guy that's the main guy is going to know that they're not from him.
Oh, that's also
yeah, but
true.
she could say it's from her mom.
No, that's not going to, that's just not logical.
Okay, what if you're not the side dude? What if it's just like she's not like in it enough to tag you?
No, if anything, I feel like that means that she's trying to protect your identity. She doesn't want other girls stalking you and trying to get in the middle of it because that's a huge thing. Like I've had that where I posted exes and then girls DM them and like it's like a challenge.
But you have a social media following.
But it also doesn't matter. Like the girl from high school that was cool and she has 400 followers and she posts the bouquet of flowers. People are going to stalk who she's talking to.
And also, on the other hand, if you don't have a social media following and it's just like your friends and family page, you don't need to tag them because everybody knows who you're dating already.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're like, let's say you're in the talking phase, maybe.
In the talking, I definitely wouldn't tag.
I would never tag.
Talking phase.
I'd feel so lame.
Absolutely. We're about to not be in the talking phase.
Makes you look stupid. No, you look stupid.
Yeah.
I disagree with you.
Fair.
I don't think it's a red flag. I don't think it's actually a problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think dudes agree
private.
with my sentiment. I think dudes take it as a shot if you don't get tagged.
Oh, please.
Then you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that they
don't get me flowers just so I can post and tag you on
get credit.
Fair.
Because that's going back to your question about like how people feel the need to do certain things because they're going to post it on social media, and that to me is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like to keep it private. If anything, I'll post it on like my close friends.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But do we think? Okay, so is Valentine's Day? Because I feel like actually let's start with this. Valentine's Day. What do you guys consider like what is a great Valentine's Day gift? Or like a great Valentine's Day. If a guy you're dating is putting together a great Valentine's Day, what do you consider a great Valentine's Day?
Do you want to go first?
I stand behind effort, like an effort in the way of like forethought. So like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like if you're going to get flowers, if I know that you like went ahead and ordered some sort of bouquet the night before or the week before versus
a specific flower,
going to Vaughn's and picking up a bouquet real quick so she doesn't get mad at you. Like I want some forethought. I don't want like a scribbled note morning of just so that like you pass the test. Like I think any sort of effort, planning.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I hate being the one that's like, I'm not a Valentine's Day girl, but that's because I feel loved.
Yeah.
When I didn't feel loved, I was a Valentine's Day girl. I needed you to like make it clear that you appreciated me and that you liked me. But now I don't need it.
Okay.
I don't need it. So like nothing really matters as long as it's acknowledged.
But okay, now being in a healthy relationship, what would you like on Valentine's Day? Because obviously it's still nice to feel appreciated and things like that. Like, and I think appreciation, the way somebody shows appreciation in a healthy relationship versus a toxic relationship are two drastically different things. So for you now being in a healthy relationship, what do you consider like feeling appreciated on Valentine's Day?
Okay, I don't know how to put this into a word, but my boyfriend very much passed the test this morning. So he's on a bachelor party right now in Mexico City on Valentine's Day.
I was gonna say, what are you doing here on Valentine's Day with your man?
I'm hanging out with all my single girlfriends.
All right.
Which is like, honestly, like I love it. Like I love doing a girls' dinner. This is great for me.
And a guy.
And you. And you're one of the girls though. You're one of the girls.
That's tough.
I wasn't upset about it, but I do really like the fact that I can tell he feels bad. So like this morning he was just like, I want to let you know, like, I appreciate you. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I love you. Like he's in the middle of like a group of 16 dudes and he is still finding the time to fire off texts, sending me like pictures and updating me, wishing he was with me.
Yeah.
Like when you can feel that you are a priority, I guess that's like the only thing that really matters to me is like, I guess that kind of goes hand in hand with the planning.
Okay.
I don't care if he sends me flowers realistically. I don't care if he writes me a note or does something for me to open up later. The fact that I can feel through the phone that he wishes he was with me.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. Same answer?
No, I mean, absolutely. I think the thought behind it is such a big deal. I would love to just spend the day with just that person and like no phones, no social media, just like all the attention on each other. And whether that's like going to dinner, going to lunch, going on a hike, going to the beach, like just spending time together and making sure you actually plan something, not like, hey, what do you want to do? Because that's the worst thing you could possibly do is be like, what do you want to do? Make a plan, spend time together. That's it. Maybe make breakfast in the morning. Like little things like that would be great.
What's your dream date in general?
That's so tough.
Like you met a guy, you have chemistry, you have a connection.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you want to do? Like
let's go to Europe.
So are you one of those people that you're like, let's just go all in?
Absolutely. I am one of those people. Honestly, I do think traveling with somebody is a big tell on who they are as a person.
Totally.
So I'd rather just get it out of the way and be like, are you a good person to travel with? Because if you're not, you're probably not going to work out with me.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
so true.
Yeah.
That is so true. I went on a trip for an anniversary with an ex-boyfriend, and it was during the World Series. Or like the playoffs for the World Series, and he was a huge Dodgers fan. And we spent every single day when we were in Hawaii at the bar watching baseball. No. And some of those games went like,
oh, they're long games.
11 innings?
Yeah.
Like, not to sound stupid, I'm not a massive baseball fan, but I would be going to bed by myself, and he would be like coming into the room later and going to sleep.
Yeah, that's tough.
And now I have a boyfriend where it's like, where are we going? He's like so excited to set things up and like show me all these things that make him happy.
Yeah.
The travel is a huge
Travel's
test
a
of
big
what you
one.
prioritize.
Yeah. I mean, I would say like if we're talking a first date, like the ideal first date to me is where you go into it with like a tentative plan, like we're going to dinner, we're going to grab drinks afterwards or whatever. And then it just kind of keeps, like you just keep going because you don't want the conversation to end. Like then the energy is great, things like that. Like I went on a date not too long ago when I was in Chicago, and like, yeah, afterwards I was like, yeah, that wasn't it. Like that wasn't one of those nights where it's like, this is going to keep going and stuff like that. I was like, all right.
Okay,
like,
well, what makes for a good first date?
Oh, that's a good question.
Where conversation doesn't feel forced.
Okay.
Like I just want to feel like it feels supernatural, because that's what you get to in life, is because you can ask all the basic questions, where are you from? How many siblings do you have? The basic shit.
God.
Like, but like, I don't.
What's your favorite color?
Yeah. You want to get into the real shit. Like you want to just see, how does the conversation flow? Does the conversation flow easily? Like where it doesn't feel forced? Because there's certain people where when you're with them, it's just like the conversation is like magnetic. Like you both just kind of feed off of each other so well. The conversation flows so well. If I feel like I got to force the conversation, it's just not it. Because if we can't on a date enjoy our conversation, what are we going to do when we've been together for 15 years and we're sitting on the couch and like, whatever? I don't want the conversation to ever feel stale and boring and, whatever. And if it's like that in the early days, like how the hell is it going to be when you've been with each other forever, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just want the conversation to be really free-flowing and fun, and just to be like laughing and enjoying myself. If I find myself just naturally smiling because I'm like enjoying the conversation, that's when I know it's like this is something. And then when you like go home and you're like sad that it's over, like that's how you know.
So just strictly communication.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
so
not
then
really.
What's not to say that we are not? We all have great conversation.
Oh,
what do you mean?
Are we dating?
Are we all dating?
Is this a throuple?
But is it throuple?
But I will.
Forrest's gonna listen to this and be like, "What the fuck?"
He's gonna be like, "I would love to be a part of this."
Like if this is just conversation, then we have made it, guys.
No, that's actually a really good point.
No,
but
I think there's a different type of conversation when it's friendly versus dating. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
because what's the difference?
But I think soulmates can be friends too. Like
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like when
yeah.
someone just speaks the same language as you,
Yeah.
sit down, you're just like, I'm not gonna example, I'm not gonna second guess anything I said when I get in the car and
Yeah.
drive away today, because you guys just get it. But there are people where you go on those dates and you're like, I think it's the feeling you get after the date where you're just like, you're not going over like all of the things that were said and regretting anything or making like you felt weird, you felt stupid. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
very much for me, it's the feeling I get after.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big energy person, so it's like, can we be like flirtatious and fun with it, but then also can we be serious? Like, because if I can't, I got to be able to do both. I got to be able to have a real conversation with you about some real shit, but then I also want to be able to like be flirtatious and fun and like all of that. So I think it's like being able to find that good balance between the two. I also think like a little bit of roasting is fun. Like I like that shit.
I
Like,
love that.
Yeah.
You need to
I
make fun of
really
each
do.
other.
Yeah, I need that. Like, I don't want to like make a joke and then it's like she's like, "Well, actually, so you said this on that dinner last Friday. What did you mean by that?"
no.
And I was like, "Damn, can't make a joke."
You don't speak the same
Jokes
language.
are like my love language.
Yeah.
Like you
Me
have
too.
to be able to make fun of each other and laugh about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, that's my family in general. Like my
Yeah.
dad, my mom might yell at me for telling the story, but when my sister and my brother-in-law were married at this point, but one night we're sitting at dinner and my dad is like, he's like, "Dan and Jamie," he's like, "You guys met in like December of your senior year of college, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "When did you guys make it official?" And he's like, they're like, like May." And he's like, "Oh, are you guys just having like casual sex between then?" My whole family's just like, "Dad, what the fuck?"
Oh, no.
And my mom was like, "Al, are you serious? You did not just ask that." And it's like, I mean, that's how my family is. Like we're open like that. We can joke around about some stuff. It's fun. It's not that serious, whatever. So again, it's like, can you have that like kind of fun banter? And if you can't, like, I don't know, I just feel like life gets boring at some point.
Yeah, I
But you
agree.
have to be able to have the serious too. You got to have the good balance.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Oh wait, could we get into our like gold? Have we come up with a name with that?
We got to work on this. So
Our core three.
We had this new segment. It's kind of like the Life Olympics.
Whenever I hear a new segment, I think of that one podcast with Caleb Presley.
Oh, Sunday Conversations? Yeah, great.
New segment presented by Mamitas.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Classic. You know
over
this.
my head.
Yes,
oh,
you do.
really?
Yeah.
No,
my head.
you'll know.
You know this if you saw
you
it.
would know.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anywho.
Yeah.
So let's just think of the less. Actually, this is great. If you can think of a less lame version of a Life Olympics.
Yeah, we need help.
It's pertaining to the three like
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of like
yeah.
your core principles, like the things that are the most important to you. We want to come up with something like witty and quick and
All
fun.
right, but we gotta explain this. So we got this new segment, Life Olympics. Basically, we'll figure out the name. We need help with the name, but
Yeah.
basically, we ask a question. You come up with your top 3 choices for answers, and we get into that. So what are we doing today? What's the one today?
You picked good ones.
Yeah.
There's some good ones on here.
So you picked ways you express love that aren't just saying I love you.
Okay, let's get into. Let's start with that.
Want to do that one first?
Yeah.
I wrote these all down and okay.
All right, so Sophia, read off the prompt, and then real quick, just go 1, 2, 3 on your answers, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 ways to express love without actually saying I love you. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of like love languages, honestly, because everybody has a different opinion because everybody's love language is so different. Mine is communication. That's a big one. So like words of affirmation is huge for me. Acts of service is huge for me. Like just doing little things like my dishes or like filling up my car, like little things like that to me is just showing me that you actually love me. Acts of service is a big one for me. Communication, and I guess I don't know. I guess quality time. And that's kind of silly to say because if you're dating somebody, you should have that quality time anyways. But a lot of people don't. Like, they really don't. Like, they're always out with somebody else, or they're doing this, or maybe they're just working a lot and like they can't take the time to have that quality time. But to me, that's really important. So yeah. And just, this is like very niche, but I was in an Uber a couple days ago and I was talking about something I cannot remember. But the Uber driver was like, "Oh, do you guys ever call each other?" And I'm like, I don't call anybody. Nobody ever really calls me either. I'm like, I would love it if like not only the person that I'm talking to, but like just my friends would just call more often. That's a big, like, I know you love me if you're calling me. You're taking time out of your day, and like whether it's a minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, like just saying hi, how are you doing, and catching up. That's so big to me.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
They want to hear your voice, which is sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Exactly.
What are yours?
Well, no. What are yours?
Fucking hell. Yours were like bing, bam, boom.
Oh.
I elaborated.
Did you?
Is that fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So my biggest way that I show love is I do things to make their day easier and help them solve a problem. So when I can feel that someone has a short fuse or they're anxious, they're scattered, something is like weighing on them, how can I intervene to make whatever they're doing easier? My boyfriend he's the most calm, collected human being. He had anxiety the other day. I was like, let me pack for you. Like, I can pack for you. I can help you buy a fast pass for this thing. It's just like going in and making them feel like they have a teammate. That's my number 1 for sure. Like, I want to take your worry off of your shoulders. Number 2, expressing excitement to see one another. So when you live with somebody, when you're with somebody for a long time, it can often feel like just part of the norm. And I think that like my boyfriend and I have expressed every single time that we are excited to come home to each other. We act excited to come home. We rush home to see each other. And like, if that's not love, I don't know what is. Like, just the excitement of waking up and knowing you get to see that person is the best. And then being their biggest fan and advocate. So no matter what room or situation I'm in, like I champion them. Like I have their back. I am going to be their biggest advocate, and I'm going to speak very highly of them. I'm like that with my friends though too. So like all those 3 go across the board with my relationships. I'm so excited to see my friends. I will do anything to make their lives easier, and I am their biggest fan.
That's a big one. Being like the biggest supporter through everything and never talking down about them is a big one.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I agree.
Always hyping them up, whether it's like to them or to friends, to family, like always hyping them up is so important.
I totally agree. I was talking about one of my friends. I hate being that girl. It's like Tim, my boyfriend, and I keep saying it, but I was talking about one of my best friends to my boyfriend, and he started laughing, and he was like, you think every single one of your friends is the hottest, funniest, smartest girl like ever. And he was he was trying to say it in a way of like, you're super biased. I'm like, no, I'm going to cut you off. Like, they are. Like, all of my friends are the best girl in every single room. And like, I stand behind that. So even if they make a mistake that I don't necessarily think was like a good idea, I know they came from a good place, and I'm always going to have their back, and I'm going to see it out because I know they're going to make it right.
That is, you're a good friend. I will agree you do that.
Yeah, no, I have my friends are the best people in the world. End of story.
It's because you surround yourself with good people.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's a good
thing.
thing.
You should. Yeah.
I would say I definitely agree with the support. I think there's so many times in relationships where people actually aren't supportive of the person that they're with, and I think it's like, what is the point in dating somebody if you're not supportive of them? Yes, you're going to go through different life challenges and things like that, and they may, have a career change. They may have this, they may have that. They got to know that the person that's with them is going to support them through those journeys and things like that. And so, I think, the support of a spouse or a partner is so unbelievably important. I think from there, it's like, how much do you pay attention to the little things? Like, I hate repeating myself. Like, if I've told you a story and then like I start and I reference something I told you 2 days ago and you're like, wait, what was that? It's like, where you just weren't paying attention, you know? And like, that drives me insane. Like, drives me insane. If you tell me something, I want to understand that. And like, I'm listening in order to understand, not listening to just like get by. And I think there's so many people that listen to get by and not to actually like comprehend. And I think that's one of the biggest issues that like our society has in general, is that how we listen is so shitty. Like, we need to listen in order to comprehend, understand that person, and then you're going to understand them so much better and everything like that. But there's just so many times people are like, okay, I heard this part of the conversation, cool, now I'm going to pivot to this. That's not active listening. That's just like listening in order to respond. Yeah. So I think like listening in order to like comprehend what I'm talking about, and then I love when somebody checks back in on something. So if I'm stressed about something with work, or if I'm mentioning something that like a friend of mine is going through or whatever, if they say to me like, hey, by the way, like, how's that all going? And I don't have to like bring it up again. Like, they're asking me because they genuinely know it has an effect on me. It's something that's on my mind and things like that. And they're checking back in. That's when I know, okay, you legitimately care about me. And so it's like the little things of just showing that you actively care versus like, I don't know. I think there's so many people that just like skate by in life, skate by in relationships, and they're just, I don't know, just like getting by and not actively like being there to support that person, to understand that person, to really listen and digest everything that person's saying. Yeah,
to just basically simply be there for that person and be that person's person, truly. Yeah. I mean, that's not really asking for much. I feel
but
the bar is low. The bar is low.
But also,
the bar is so low.
Like a guy that fights for you, or like a girl, guy, whatever. But like, one of the most like underrated hot things in the world is when, like, let's say there's drama with the family in the friend group, and it's like their guy friend says something about you, they have your back. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I can kind of see where both you guys are coming from. Like, let's not fight. Like, I love you both. But like, someone that like rides hard for you, I think that is a massive expression of love, is someone that is very much your teammate, and you feel like you don't have to like justify your words or actions to. They know your character, and then they stand behind that. Yeah. That goes with friends too.
Oh yeah.
Friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Also just like, having the person's back is a big one. Like, I've been in situations where like my partner didn't have my back, and I would like get in a fight with somebody about like something very, very stupid, but they'd be like, well, you think about the other. I'm like, no. I'm your partner. I'm your person. Like, have my back at all times. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter what I'm saying, what I'm doing, like, have my back.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think a really good partner in that situation, let's say there's a situation where you're like dead wrong, right? Like, let's say you're
Which is never.
you're like, okay, wait, Mark, that's quite literally never happened. So this is purely hypothetical, okay? Purely hypothetical. If you know that your partner is wrong, in that moment, support them, things like that. Once they've calmed down, then have a conversation and just say, hey, by the way, I just want to revisit that. These are my thoughts. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
You gotta understand the emotion and the time. Like if you
Exactly.
are, when they are fired up, you're like, hey, what are you doing? Like that's
Yeah.
that time and place, my brother in Christ.
Exactly.
Like you
Yeah.
gotta know when to have the conversation and things like that. But like, don't do it when the emotions are charged and things like that. Like wait until emotions calm down a little bit, then have a conversation, and you both should be able to hear each other out.
Yeah.
But I think so many people like, they just go for the wrong time and place on so many different things.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, come on.
They get lost in the moment for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people just want to hear themselves talk.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they want to be right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think another huge form of love, though, is being able to call your person out, because I agree with you. It's kind of like be my biggest teammate. But if
Yeah.
you know I'm doing something that's like harming me in some way,
Yeah.
or like I'm not living up to my potential when it comes to like my character or like the way that I handled or communicated it, I do really like having a partner that's like, hey, like I know that you reacted because of X, Y, and Z, and kind of like pulls evidence from like I know your dad talked to you like this, and so this triggers you, or like I know that like your ex-boyfriend did this. Like it feels very much like they've listened, they know you, they're attuned to why you react the way that you do.
Yeah.
And then they give suggestions of how you could maybe handle that situation better and move forward. I think that is like the ultimate form of love, because it's not just like, yeah, babe, you're right, because you're not
Yeah.
really listening to me. So
Yeah.
if you're like, okay, do you think you reacted because of this? Oh my God, that's so hot.
Yeah.
That's so attractive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
like, damn,
absolutely.
I think I did react like that.
Yeah.
Because
they
of
know
that.
you. They know you better
They
than
know
you know yourself
you.
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to know how to communicate with your person. Like when they
Yeah.
are fired up in that moment, like, you know, okay, if I'm pissed off, the Detroit Lions just lost in the playoffs. If I'm pissed off about that, I don't need you in that moment to go, hey, it's just a game. Like,
No, that's the last thing you say.
I don't need to hear that in
Oh
that moment.
my God.
Like in that moment, just be there to, hey, listen, you know, like whatever you need from me, let me know. If you need space, let me know. And like that's all I need. And then I'm good. And then I'm good and everything like that. And then later on, I'll say to you probably the next day, hey, you know what? It's just a game at the end of the day. We'll be good.
You'll never say that.
I was looking at mock
You're
drafts,
lying
like,
to yourself.
like an hour after the Detroit Lions season ended, I was like online looking at, okay, who are we going to pick in this NFL draft? Yeah. I walked home from the bar. I just I knew myself. I needed to walk home.
I'll like try to connect with Mark and like talk sports, and he's like, I don't want to talk about that game.
listen.
Like, noted. I'm going to keep talking at you though.
Yeah. Knowing how your
Noted.
person communicates is a big one.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
But
Do
that,
Very true.
that goes back to the comprehending things.
Do you feel like there's ever too much communication?
Oh, I personally
Do you believe that there's
but,
too
but Mark
much?
doesn't. He'll tell you no.
No. I mean,
Mark will yap till
well,
he
what
dies.
do you consider too much communication, Alan?
I think that people can beat a dead horse. I think there's only so many times you can talk about a certain topic. One of my pet peeves is we've talked about this enough. Like, I cannot keep hearing about this. I can't keep dissecting it. I think that dissection leads to problems. I feel like the more we analyze, it can turn into something that it isn't even. And I think that humans, like, while we can be complex, we're very simple, and we're not really thinking about all the ways or reasons why we were doing what we're doing. I think we just like, we'll act first, think later. And then you're trying to get me to sit down and talk about all the reasons of why I did that. I can, psychoanalyze myself and give you hypotheticals, but like, I don't know. And I've grown into something else. And like, I don't love dissecting the past to a degree where it makes, I don't know. I don't personally love it. I think we can talk about everything all day, every day. I'm an open book, but I do think that there are some things that I don't need to know about my partner. I don't want to know how many people he slept with.
You don't.
I don't.
You've never asked your boyfriend?
Will never. I don't think it's anyone's business. Wow. I think what anyone does before you, as long as it's not cheating, harmful, whatever, it's none of my business.
Well, is that because you wouldn't want to, like, you don't, let me put this in like a nice way. Would you be upset to find out that he slept with X amount of people?
I think it's just more like I genuinely feel like it's not my business.
Interesting.
I don't know. I just feel like you're not obligated to know and share with everybody. I feel like we are allowed. I think human beings feel like they're not allowed to keep secrets because secrets are synonymous with lying. And I feel like there's some things that you can keep close to your chest, and there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm the opposite of deceitful. I'm the opposite of someone, like, I am an open book. So it's kind of ironic that I have this point of view. But I do think that there are some things where I'm like, you were young. I don't need to hear about that spring break trip.
So if your boyfriend asked you, would you tell him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's nothing that I won't tell
him. I'm the same way. I'm like, you ask me a question, I'll give you I'll tell 10-minute answer.
But honestly. I'd also tell probably someone on the street.
Same.
Well, and I think what she's saying is that if she asked her boyfriend how many people has he been with, he would tell her. Yeah, it's just that she doesn't want to know that information.
Yeah, I don't. But it also like, what's it gonna do? Right. So like when I think a lot of people ask questions out of insecurity. And then for what? So now you have that information. Like, what did you think that answer was going to soothe you? Because no matter what they say, it's not going to.
I'm the opposite. I just like to know everything. And it will never bother me. Like, the answer will never bother me.
Rare, though.
Unless,
That's rare.
Yeah. But, like, it's never bothered me in my past. Whether it's, if it's 0, that's a conversation to be had. But
yeah.
I'm a virgin.
That actually would scare me.
Where do you put it?
Yeah. But if it's
belly button.
I've known a lot of guys, and like the numbers that I've like seen in people are so drastic, but it's never made me like change my opinion on somebody. It's also never bothered me if I dated that person.
That's not normal.
Is that not normal?
No, it's a great quality, but that's not normal because like you said, what's it going to matter? What's it going to change? Nothing. And that's how I feel too. So there's no point in having that conversation. Whereas most of my girlfriends, if they were to hear, let's say 50, they would be so insecure. They'd be like, oh, so you'll just have sex with anybody. Like it'll become something in their head. They'll label that person something that they don't necessarily deserve or is appropriate. Yeah. I feel like the imagination is a really scary thing.
That's very
true. And people fill in the blanks a lot.
Yeah.
I think when you have the conversation, so the original thing was, is there such thing as too much communication?
Yeah.
I think my philosophy is if somebody has a question, I'm willing to answer it. There's no question I'm not willing to answer. Truly anything I'll answer. But and yes, there's certain things that I have questions on, and it's just more from again, wanting to understand you. It's not necessarily like, I really don't care. I don't care about your past. It doesn't bother me. You can talk about an ex. It doesn't bother me. Because again, I want to know what you've been through because it helps me understand who you are. Like the dirty details, sure, I don't need to know that oh, you loved it when your ex did blank.
No,
how good he was at X, Y, and Z.
Really
my nightmare.
Never will I ever want to know that.
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah, but again, communication to a certain level. I think what Anna was saying at the beginning, because you asked me you said I communicate a ton. I think I've realized in time. I think at the beginning I would talk certain subjects to nauseum, and now I've realized that if I'm talking to you about something and you don't understand where I'm coming from after 1 or 2 times of talking about it, there's no reason for me to reiterate this 3 times. Like if there's something that you're doing that's bothering me and I'm explaining to you why, and it's as if it's going through one ear and out the other, then why am I in this relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I think and that can go for friendships, that can go for relationships, that can go for anything. I don't want to have to keep repeating myself. And in the past I've done that. In the past I've definitely done where I've been like, hey, I'm not a huge fan of X, Y, and Z, and it just doesn't feel like they're even listening. Yeah. And then I'm like, why am I repeating this? There's just no reason to. If they don't give a shit, then why am I in this? Because if I'm dating somebody and she tells me, hey, I don't like it when you do blank, well, I'm going to listen to that and I'm going to understand that and I'm going to make changes. If the person I'm with is not willing to make those changes, then why am I with them?
I agree. But friendships might be a bit different because I think we all have friends that they go and do the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
And you sit there and give them the same advice over and over and over. But that's friendship. No matter what, you have to be there for them and their poor decisions. And I'll always be there for my friends, and I will always have the same conversation with them, no matter if it's 2 times or 100 times.
Thank you. I have the same stance.
Yeah. But I will say relationships and friendships are different in that sense.
Very.
Because I don't want to be with a guy that doesn't listen to me and I have to keep saying the same thing over and over again. But my girlfriend, listen, you can tell me 50 years down the road and I'll say the same thing and I'll still love you.
I think communication, if we're talking literal communication, conversation, texting, whatever, I feel like the reason or motive behind that is a big thing for me. So if I feel like you need constant communication with me, I'm going to translate that as you don't trust me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't need to be on my phone all day. Every step of the way, you filling me in what you're doing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah. There can be some things that are left to the imagination because I trust you.
Yeah,
and I feel like
with that,
people really interchange or get confused with communicating a lot with just not really feeling secure in their relationship.
Yeah,
I do agree with that.
Yeah, that's very fair. So what do you guys think of all right, obviously we got Valentine's Day right now, which is a holiday for people that are in relationships, but there's also a ton of people who are in situationships. So and Valentine's Day, birthdays, things like that are awkward for people who are in situationships, right? So okay, what do you guys think about situationships? What constitutes a situationship? And like, when is it like time to get the fuck out of a situationship? Actually, let's start with you, Sophia.
I don't think I want to go first. I think I'd like to let Anna answer this one.
No, actually, I'm gonna leave.
I'm actually
gonna
gonna go.
All right, start with
vodka.
Let's go with Anna first.
Anna. What constitutes a situationship?
Okay, wait. I'm going to answer something first.
Yeah.
So I think a situationship can work if you both genuinely want it. Because I feel like one person's always lying. I feel like there's always the person that doesn't want to commit to anything and they kind of want to keep their options open, and the other one that likes them enough to like wait and see what happens or if they'll change their mind. That is not two people that are entering into a situationship with the same mindset. So
Let
I
me
think
ask you, not to cut you off, but I
Yes.
want to know, because this goes with what you're saying. At what point in the situationship do you have that conversation of like, okay, do you want this to be serious or not? If not, that's not a big deal. Just like have that conversation with me. At what point do you have that?
Mine definitely goes into a feeling where I know that I need to have that conversation when I start to wonder, like it's like a feeling of wonder where like it's a Friday night and I'm like, are they going on other dates? Because I normally wouldn't care. Like if I'm genuinely just texting a guy, I really don't care. Even if I have a crush on him and he's talking to other girls, I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So am I. It doesn't matter. But if I really like that person, the idea of them getting ready to go on a date with somebody else kind of gives me that feeling of like, it's almost like a possessiveness comes in, which I think is very like instinctive. It's a biological
normal,
thing. It's like, that is mine. So when you start getting that territorial feeling over somebody that you have not had that relationship with and you have really no right to claim, I think it is appropriate to then have that conversation of like, I'm starting to feel weird about the idea of you dating other people. Do you feel like that about me? It could be just as simple as that. And if they're like, no, it's like, okay, then this isn't probably healthy for me to continue. No issue. Like it's not like it doesn't have to be a fight, but I don't feel like we're on the same page.
Great answer.
Thanks.
I don't think there's ever a time that you can't have a conversation about. I mean,
no, it's also just a matter of like not can't. It's a matter of like when you want to. Like, what is the feeling that you get when you want to have that conversation of what are we?
I mean, if you go on 2 dates,
you're
not going to be like, what are we?
That scare me. I wouldn't talk to them.
100%. But I think more of like asking somebody what are your intentions? Like, are you dating for the intention of marriage, for relationship? Like, what are you going on dates for right now? I think that's a fair question to ask pretty early on. I mean, like I went on a date not too long ago, and when we were on the date, she was like, I don't really know if I want to get married and I don't want to have kids. And I was like, totally fair. I do not agree. Like, she
fully was like, I don't want kids ever, period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know if she wants to get married.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to each their own. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince somebody to think otherwise, but like, I'm not going to spend there's no sense in us spending more time together.
Yeah.
Like, we can spend together time as friends, sure.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not interested in anything more at that point. Like, I don't want to convince a woman to want to have kids when she's the one that has to do 90% of the work in that situation. Like, so it's like, if you're not interested, no worries, then cool. We'll be great friends.
Yeah. Everybody is different, like everybody has certain standards and everybody has, different emotions. And so it's hard to say, like, I feel like personally a situationship would be like, you're going on some dates, you're talking to each other, you're probably getting like intimate, but like nobody has actually like had a conversation about where this is going, and you just continue on that same trajectory, then that's a bit of a situationship, I would say.
And when's too much? When are you like, okay, cool, this is not going? Because I almost feel like too, if you have to have the conversation about like the what are we?
Lame.
If you really have to have that conversation, I kind of feel like the relationship might be a dud.
So then when do you ask if to be their girlfriend or boyfriend?
I think when it's fucking obvious. Like, I don't know.
I think so too. It's intentional
I almost
dating.
feel like we're not 12 years old anymore. I'm not going to be like, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? I think it's just one day you're literally laying next to each other and you're like, so we're dating, all right? Like,
literally, that's
what
that's very true. That happened to me last time.
Yeah,
we were like out and about, and we'd been seeing each other for so like, I don't know, like months at this point. And like, we were dating, we're physical, like we're seeing each other all the time. And one night he was like, hey, will you be my girlfriend? I'm like, oh, I thought I already was. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what have you been doing?
Literally. Yeah. He's like, and I love you. I'm like, oh yeah, I already knew that. Okay, cool.
I almost feel it's like when you love each other, you make it official.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the difference between dating and being in a situationship? Is it like dating without intention or like dating without...
That's a great question.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like dating without intent? Because I feel like there's differences. Like when I've had a situationship, it might be parallel activities to what I'm doing with someone that I like feel like I'm dating.
Yeah.
But like, what's the difference? Is it like the vibe that there's an end goal, or that it's open ended, or what would make that different?
I think that we are all very similar in the sense of like we have higher standards for ourselves. So I think a lot of people would say a situationship is like, you know, you're sleeping with them, but like that's kind of it. But you're talking, like not going on dates. Whereas we're all like, no, we're going on dates. If you're going to be physical with somebody, we're going on dates.
Yeah.
So that is a great question. Like, what is the difference between dating and situationships? For us, it might be the same, actually. Like, yeah, truly. Like, you're dating, because we're not dating just to have fun. Like,
no.
We're dating to find our people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I feel like it's very similar.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like, do you see a future in this? If you don't see a future in this, like, what are we doing? You know, I mean, I think that's
fun.
Yeah, I think that's a big, like, I guess, like, where my mind goes to is, I mean, like, are we doing this for a given reason, or are we just like fucking around and having fun? Like, I'm too old to be doing that shit. Like, I'm looking for a wife. I'm looking for the person that I'm gonna start my family with, and all of that kind of shit. Yeah. If you don't see that with me, no worries. But like, why are we doing this then? This is a waste of my time.
Yeah.
I'd rather be at home, sitting at home reading a book on a Friday night than going out with somebody that I don't see a future with. There's just no point to it.
I agree.
Like, do people have situationships in like the 70s? I mean, I'm sure they did.
Yeah, 100%.
But like, is there more now because of social media? I feel like social media, I blame everything on social media. I'm like,
so do I.
The more unhealthy things happening, it's because Instagram's so popular, TikTok's so popular. Like, I think that's the root of it always.
I think situationships are absolutely like from social media, because you could be talking to somebody and like you text them and they don't respond, but yet they'll look at your story or they'll like your story or something. Like, that's a problem. That's a problem. So yeah, I definitely think so. It
kind of puts you in your place real quick when like you see that they've commented on a post, or like they've looked at your story but they're not responding to you. It's like, okay, so I know you have the ability to, but you're choosing not to.
Correct.
Clearly I'm not someone that you're investing energy in or prioritizing. So like, we just went from dating to situationship.
Exactly.
You know your status real quick because of social media.
That's so true. Do you feel like social media has like ruined communication with people?
I mean, yeah, I think in a lot of ways. I think people, there's like subtweets. There's like, you know, somebody will put a post up and you're like, damn, you really were just trying to like get this attention with that. Like, I think there's more games played, I think, because of social media. I think if you look at like our parents' generation and things like that, there was like, I think there probably was a more straightforward, like, hey, are you interested in this or not, right? And I think with a lot of what we do, it's like, you know, I mean, you go on Instagram on a day like today, and it's like you see certain relationships that come out of the clouds. Then there's other times where it's like you're like, hey, I know this person's in a relationship. There's like nothing happening there. I think we analyze the shit out of everything because of social media, and I think it instead of like just asking the question, we're like, let me analyze this, and this, instead of just straight up asking the question. And I think we could just save so much time in life if we were just more blunt and straightforward.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think a lot of people are afraid to hear answers that they don't want to hear. And I think that's part of it, is like you have to accept that when you ask people questions about where you stand with them and things like that, they may answer the question in a way you don't want to hear. But you have to create a comfortable enough environment for them to speak freely. And I think a lot of times people, do you really want the truth, or do you want to hear what you want to hear?
No, I want the truth.
People always want to hear what they want to hear. I feel like social media like goes hand in hand with dishonesty. Like, it feeds dishonesty.
Yeah.
Like, I've looked at some, I'm an honest person, but I look at like some of the stories that I've archived and I'm like, who did you have a crush on during this time? Because you really are going hard for this one band.
So
you're making it real clear that you love to hike. You don't like to fucking hike.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, like, I'm doing a personality rebrand because I'm hoping that my crush is going to look at that and like respond to it. And it is so gross. Like, it's so embarrassing. And I just think about that. I'm like, okay, how many people are doing that on any given day? Even if they don't have a crush on somebody, they're just doing it to like customize someone's opinion of them. Like, they're always on shoots and they're so glamorous and they like get to go to all these different islands and are on a jet. Like, how often are we just curating something for the sake of like public opinion, and it's all a complete lie? Probably 99% of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
but I think you can tell authenticity, and I think that's the part.
There's sometimes that you don't
you
know,
really
and
can't.
like some of these YouTube couples and like social media couples where you're like, okay, if they break up, like my faith in relationships falls apart.
Yeah, but who is? I mean, I don't know. I feel like that the barometer for that is like when people look at like I don't know, like a Rihanna and A$AP Rocky or whatever. Like, I don't know what their relationship is like. I have no idea if it's good or not good or whatever. I don't give a damn if they last or don't last. It impacts me in zero way. So I wish them the best, but I just don't care because who cares? Like, it doesn't affect me. But I feel like when it comes to, you know, real relationships and things like that, yes, I think there are times that people, you know, I don't know, social media plays a role in all of it, but it should play a very minimal role. Like
exactly.
It shouldn't be this like massive thing and stuff like that. But I think a lot of times I don't know, it's like, are you really dating for the purpose of like marriage? Because I think, again, there's a different way that you go about things. And then if you're dating for like getting, you know, some random opposite sex attention to yourself on social media, I think that like there's another way you go about social media. I don't know, but I feel like, yeah, in general, people struggle to communicate because they're like perfectly curating their social media in a way to like give off this vibe that they want to give, whatever. But like,
honestly, couples that post the most are probably the most unhealthy couples.
No,
like the ones that are always posting together and talking about being together and like making it look like their lives are perfect. Those are the ones with the most issues, and I will always stand by that.
Yeah,
like
totally
to me,
agree.
I think the perfect amount is like you post a story with them here and again, like if you're out to dinner, or like maybe like a cute post for their birthday. That's really all you need. Like, you don't need to be oversharing what you and your partner are doing just to make people happy and like see like, oh, well, see, like they know we're okay. Like it's fine. So we are okay if everyone else knows we're okay.
Yeah.
No. I will never, ever, ever like that. I know so many couples. Also, in like the social media world, when you have to post for a living and you're not posting like your partner, now you're getting like maybe brand deals with that person. So now you have to post with that person. And if things go awry in the relationship, guess what? You really can't get out of it that easily because let's say you have a contract with a company and now you have to post with that person. Like, it's just not that easy. Things get really messy in that sense.
So happy you bring this up because one of the most uncomfortable experiences was doing a mattress collab. And I had to do a post with my ex-boyfriend and he dumped me and we had just moved into our place. Oof. And then the fucking mattress place messages me the next morning at 9 a.m. and they're like, hey, are you ready for your post to go live? Well, he dumped me at 7 o'clock last night, so that might be a little awkward. And then they're screwed because they just gave us free mattress that he's keeping, but they signed the contract because of me.
There you go.
It's like you can't win. So like when you start bringing your boyfriend into your business, you're making things really messy and really, really gross. And I completely agree that the more you keep that private, that just is like a genuine feeling of like, okay, wait, I actually have an example of this because you were brought into this because it really bothered me. Uh-oh. I went to a basketball game. Mm-hmm. And the basketball game I went to was my boyfriend's an alumni, whatever, of that school. Did I want to be there? No. I'm sitting there. He's with his guy friends. He's cheering. He's so excited. I got 5 messages from 5 different men at that game, including one that messaged our podcast being like, hey, next I know next episode, you should talk about how Anna asked for a water and he didn't give it to her.
What?
And I'm just like, and then these guys are messaging me really insulting things about my boyfriend, and the rage that I get, I'm like, you can call me fat all day long. You can say that I'm ugly. You can say that I'm whatever all day long. But if you come at my person, like the person, whether that's my friend, my mom, my boyfriend, whatever, the anger that comes over me, the sadness that comes over me. So when I don't post you, it actually means that I value you so much that I am trying to protect you from any criticism from anybody that does not matter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree completely. Yeah.
And I think, you know, I think it's I think when if I'm dating a girl, I don't want you to feel like you're obligated to post me. I want you to, if you feel like there's something that's like random and cute or whatever, and you want to do it, then by all means go and do it. But I don't want, like, there's certain times when like I always look at, okay, again, today's a day like Valentine's Day. There's going to be those certain videos where like there's the guy walking up and he's got the flowers and everything like that. And then I'm picturing that person in the moment and they're getting the flowers and they're like this.
Oh, It's so cringy.
That sucks.
That
like,
sucks.
I don't want to be.
real.
I don't
It's
want
not
to be
real,
giving
yeah.
you flowers and like you're putting a phone in my face. Like that feels uncomfortable. If afterwards you want to like reference that or whatever, by all means, do it. Whatever you want to do. But just don't like make our relationship about social media. I want like our relationship to be about us, and then whatever you choose to post, whatever, like go and do it. But just don't have it feel so forced. And I think a lot of times people force the shit out of things. And I say this all the time. I think it's because there's certain times people look at somebody and they go, God, we look good together. We look so good together. Like we fit, we look good together. We should date. And it's like, but
That's insane.
No,
but that's common.
I've
That's
dated people
wild.
like that.
Yeah.
They're like, you on paper, this is so good. This is super marketable. That's the worst.
So bad.
Yeah.
But that's certain people, I
Do
mean,
you guys miss offline life?
yeah. Like,
yeah, I would say.
I
I
mean-
don't remember it, so I don't know.
I know we were so young.
well, okay, let's paraphrase this question. How do we get offline life in 2025?
I don't think that's an option.
I mean, not in terms of, I'm not saying completely
Okay,
off.
like just like social media.
You just literally put your phone down.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You delete the app. Like, I think that's the only
no,
way.
no, because I'm not even saying that. Because I do think, like, when somebody says to me, like, oh, I don't have an Instagram. Like, to be fair, I had a girl tell me recently, oh, yeah, I'm dating this guy. He doesn't have an Instagram. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a green flag or red flag. Because I'm like,
really?
I could argue both.
You know what's a green flag? Is the guy that has like 374 followers.
Yes.
And like the picture is like, there's like 6 photos and it's one from like 3 years ago. Like a guy that has an account, he's not trying to be anonymous and he still follows people that he meets, but he's not actively posting.
I agree.
I think that's sexy.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Yeah.
That's tough because I post on Instagram when I don't have 300 followers. But
you are an internet. I hate saying
God,
this.
you're about to call me a
Internet personality.
That's tough.
You are. Like, you do make money off of being seen online. That is part of your career. You go live and you make money for it. Like,
Where do you go live?
Twitter. Yeah, I have a whole nother phone.
I've got to like see your Twitter situation.
My Twitter's wild.
you don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's all,
you need to.
I mean, it's like, it's where like the crypto people live. So like, it's like, I talk about crypto on Twitter. I keep everything else normal shit on Instagram.
Yeah.
Every once in a while I cross over the two, but not too often.
I feel like it's very like Hannah Montana and then Miley Cyrus. Like, I
Yeah.
don't feel like it's your true personality.
It's just
the best of both worlds.
It's just more of like, I don't want to be like so in everybody's face about like what I do. I don't know. It's like, it is what it is. Like, it's curated in a different way. But I mean, but again, I think when it comes to social media, okay, going back to like the offline life sort of thing, right? Like, to me, what I would consider that in like 2025 is we go away for a weekend to a place like Big Sur or Sonoma, or something where it's like we're driving somewhere for 4 or 5 hours, whatever. When we're there, we're just not like, if you want to take a quick photo at dinner, that's fine. I do believe in photos for memories, like are a great thing. But once we've done that, I want to enjoy that moment. I don't want us checking Instagram 24/7. I don't want us checking Twitter 24/7. I don't want us checking the news. Like, just enjoy the moment. And then, yeah, if you want to take, hey, let's get a good photo together real quick. Okay, totally fine. Let's do that. But let's focus on the moment and not have the moment be the content. And I think there's way too many people where they are looking for content. It's almost like, okay, today again is Valentine's Day. There's nothing wrong with getting like a nice purse or whatever on Valentine's Day or whatever, but there's so many people where like they're looking forward to posting the photo of the flowers with the chocolates with the Dior bag behind, the Louis V bag behind, and they really want that logo in there. They want that Dior logo in there. They want that Louis V logo in there. And I'm just like, are you doing it because you actually are so happy or because you are trying to come across some type of way? And so again, I think it's a lot of its intention is really what I like go back to is like, why are you doing the different things that you're doing? Are you doing it for the right reasons, or are you doing it to like curate a life on social media? I think that shit's lame as fuck.
I'll tell you right now, if you were so happy to get the flowers and the chocolates and the whatever bag, you wouldn't even think about posting it. You were just so happy. You're so in the moment. You love this man so much or woman so much, whatever, that you don't grab your phone and post it. You're just so stoked and happy. You're living in the moment. When like your happiest times, you're not posting them. Like, you're living them in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's very obvious. I think that's the answer to your question.
Okay, wait. So I got a question for both of you guys. Is what do you consider? We're both we'll say we're near our 30s, okay? We're near 30. We're near 30, somewhere below and above that, okay? What do you consider at this point in your life happiness?
I think it's being excited to come home, excited to go to your job. I think it's like a level of excitement about life is like my definition of happiness. So like me looking forward to next month, next year, I feel like that's like a luxury that a lot of people take for granted. So being like having a zest for your life, and like I feel like we feel when our spark goes out. We can feel when that gets smothered, and when that's put out, the purpose of life, it's like I don't want to get into like an existential dread situation, but there's no point if you don't have excitement. And so I think that to be excited is to be happy, whether that be to see somebody, to go to work, to do what you do, to wear that thing. Like find little ways, whether that be superficial, that be deep, it be a conversation, find little ways to make yourself excited every single day, because that will equate to a happy being.
Yeah, I think finding joy in the tiniest things, probably. If you can sit there just by yourself, not on your phone, and just be happy and be in the moment, I think that's happiness. If you can go out and do something by yourself and enjoy doing it by yourself and be happy, I think that's like the true measure of happiness, honestly.
Yeah.
So really quick. So I'm very scared of being home alone. Like due to a multitude of reasons,
fear as a woman.
I am very scared of being alone. And last night I spent the first time in 3 years, slept alone in an apartment.
3 years?
3 years, first time. And I woke up I did not sleep. Like I did. And I woke up every single hour. But like when I woke up at 5:30 this morning, I was like, you did it. Like you just did something that was so hard. You were uncomfortable the whole time, but you didn't call anybody. And like, not that asking for help is a weakness, but it's like you've got you, like no matter what, like you woke up, you're okay. And now you get to go do something that you love. And I get to meet somebody I've been wanting to meet. And now I have a new friend. It's like it just like making it another day and getting over things that are hard. Like that brought me more joy than the best gift I've gotten all year or something like that. Just like being like, I was able to do something that I didn't think I was going to be able to do. Yeah. It was the coolest thing.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think to me, the definition of happiness is finding joy in the small things. Like I posted this photo on Instagram last night, and it was this photo of it says how foolish to forget how rare all of this is, right?
I saw that.
Yeah, and a lot of people responded to that, and then somebody sent me this screenshot, and it says the odds of you existing are so small that they are essentially zero. This is because your existence depends on improbable events, including your parents meeting, reproducing, and passing on the right DNA. The probability of that occurring comes out at about 1 in 10, followed by 2.6 million zeros. So that's how rare it is for you to exist. Like just thinking about how rare it is for you to exist. And I think finding then joy of like every single moment and realizing how rare it is to be in this moment, on this planet, on this current day is so unbelievably rare, and finding joy in that, and then recognizing because all of this is so rare, I don't want to be around people that I don't enjoy. Like I want to be around humans I enjoy. I want to be doing things that I enjoy. I want to wake up and look forward to today. I want to wake up and look forward to just, going to grab that coffee, going to the gym and exercising my body, reading a book and exercising my mind, having an insightful conversation, having a really good meal and enjoying the food and things like that, giving back to people that may be going through hard times, like doing the different things that give me joy and reminding myself again how rare all of this is, and also how quickly all of this can be taken away, right? And so I think like that to me is what I look at as happiness now, is like just enjoying every moment. It's not, I don't need the most luxurious shit. I really don't need that. I just need to be around people that make me enjoy this moment, because this moment is rare. And so why would I want to spend my time with people that don't make me enjoy that moment? If I know how rare that shit is, well then I want to make sure I appreciate it. And how do I appreciate it? By making sure I'm surrounding myself that make me realize how special that moment is. And when that moment has passed, looking back and going, damn, I really enjoyed that. I want to go back to that. So that's to me what happiness is.
Do you feel like your happiness relies on other people?
No. I mean, like I enjoy the hell out of myself. like I enjoy putting on my AirPods and listening to music and cleaning my apartment and reading a book. We talked on a few podcast episodes ago, we talked about the Giver Quartet, one of my favorite book series. And like the last few days I've been reading the quartet back, and it's like, I enjoy those moments. I enjoy waking up and going to get the coffee and like and doing that because it's something I enjoy. So no, there's plenty of things that I enjoy doing on my own. I think others complement my happiness.
Good.
Like,
yeah,
if
that's how it should be.
Yeah. If you're not happy within yourself, I don't think there's anything that anybody else around you can do to like give you joy. I think you need to find internal happiness and then surround yourself with people that, one up that even further, because I do think companionship is incredibly important, whether through friendship, relationships, whatever, but like you got to first find internal peace before like anything else is going to matter. Otherwise you're just going to take whatever you're going through and project that on others.
Yeah. I think a lot of people don't feel like their existence is a miracle. And I feel like a lot of people that are listening to this will not relate to that, even though that is statistically true. And I feel like joy is so out of reach for so many people. Like the idea of joy, it's like, what even is that when survival has been their baseline for their entire lives, or at least a huge chapter of their lives? So I feel like if that is something that you relate to, reaching for just a feeling of satisfaction and safety, peace, being content, like that, those things, that could be equivalent to joy. And like I feel like a lot of people think of joy as like almost being euphoric, of like just out of your mind happy. And I feel like your definition of joy will adjust with time, with experience, with age, your whatever definition of that being. And I feel like if you are somebody that does not feel like your time on this earth is currently a miracle or something to be celebrated, aim to feel content. And then keep creating more goals of like more. Do you get what I'm saying? Like more sensations. It's like I've been in my lowest and been like, what the fuck is joy? Like, I just want to feel like calm. Like, I just want to feel safe. And it's like, if the things that you want as your baseline, aim for that and then keep setting your sights a little bit further. And then one day you're going to have a little bit of joy every single day.
Yeah, I agree.
But you will get there.
Having a purpose is a really big one too. Like
purpose
you have
is
to
everything.
find purpose and anything.
What do you think your purpose is right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't ask me these questions,
What
Mark.
do you think has been your purpose? Like, what makes you the happiest? What?
I mean, that's an easy question. Like, I know what makes me the happiest. I don't think I'm living my life with as much purpose as I'd like to be living it. Like, my passion has always been animals. It's always been like the environment. I'm not doing anything towards that, and it does like eat away at me every day.
That's your purpose then.
That's my purpose. Absolutely. And I think about it all the time. Like, I think about moving to the Keys and volunteering at the Turtle Hospital like probably every single day.
That is one. Then you know your purpose. You're just not doing it.
I'm not doing it.
Why?
Yeah.
What would, like, do you think, okay, because I understand there's also the reality of like we have to, work to pay bills and things like that, right? So do you look at it and go, okay, if I know that there's this thing that gives me such joy, how do I take the fact that I have this large social media platform, I have the ability to, move the masses, to do different things and stuff like that? How do I take that and also use that to work towards this goal this like thing that gives me purpose?
I think about it a lot. I really do. Like, I think about ways that I can work with like helping animals or like, helping the coral reef situation and then like turning it or putting it with my social media. But I think it's very, very difficult for me because of the fans that I have. Truly, unfortunately, they don't really care to see that. Like, they really don't, which is so unfortunate. And it's kind of just like the bed that I've made for myself in these past years. I kind of have to like work with what I have. And unfortunately, that does not go hand in hand with my passions in life.
That can change, though. Like,
I
went through the same exact thing. 90% male following.
Yeah.
My boobs were always out. I was always half naked. And then my purpose in life, I found, was that I don't want anyone to feel alone. I don't want anyone to feel like they are misunderstood. They have nobody. They're pointless. Like, I want to make everybody feel very seen. And so how can I do that when all I do is post half naked photos?
Yeah.
There's ways you can bridge that gap step by step. So like us having a podcast where we talk about mental health and we find connection with people, and my circle has grown and I feel confident enough to have conversations with strangers that make them feel seen. Like, I'm doing things little by little. It doesn't have to be this monumental thing like setting up a foundation or donating $1 million. It's just like doing something that's authentic to you. You volunteering at a shelter will feel a lot better to you down the street than doing nothing because it's not the thing that you really want, which is working in the Keys.
Yeah.
Do you get
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I get what you're
It's
saying.
like,
And I've had this conversation with my girlfriend, Kiki, because we're on the same page as like you were. Like, what is our purpose? Like, we're literally just posting photos with like a ton of cleavage. And for what? Like, it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make her happy. Didn't make you happy.
no.
What are we going to do? So then Kiki's like, well, like, let's do something. Let's work towards like getting ourselves out of this situation. Let's start a podcast. Let's do this. Let's work with brands. Like, let's post this kind of content and like transition. And like, it is a scary, like, it's a scary thought to have because I've been doing this for so long and it has made me so much money that I can live a certain life. So it is kind of scary to like make those next steps. But at this point in my life, I think my mental health needs to take more of a priority than like how much money I'm making. So, and I also think a lot more people should be in that mindset because I see a lot of girls like go down a really dark path and they can't get out of it because they've either done too much or did this or did that. And like, there's no turning back for them. But I also feel like there's always a way out. And it's very important to, you know, prioritize your mental health over anything.
I think the fact that you guys are having those conversations, though, is the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
Because it goes back to, and we've had this conversation before, but it's like you have to ask yourself every day, what gives me joy, right? And that can go, and you can ask yourself that when it comes to, you go on a date afterwards, hey, did that give me joy or not? You go on a work call, did that give me joy or not? Like, what am I doing, and is it giving me joy or is it not, right? And if it is, double down on that thing. If it's not, then stop. And it's like, coming up with that path to getting out of the things, like if you currently are doing things that don't give you joy, but you're doing them because you have to try to start coming up with a game plan of how do I get out of this thing, right? And I think so many people, because that solution is usually not the easiest or doesn't always come right away. Like, you can ask yourself that question and you may not have the answer immediately, but that's one of those things, is like, ask the question, continue working towards finding that solution, right? And you will, because you're smart and you're mature, you have a great intellect, and like, you're going to figure out how to take everything that you have and transition it into what you want. And like, you know, it's a good thing to understand where you want to take things and understand, okay, now I need to figure out what is that process to get there. But yeah, I mean, first step is just asking yourself that question.
First step is admitting that you have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, that's
very true.
Yeah,
that's life
truly,
in
yeah.
That's life in general. But yeah, I mean,
I feel like we could talk forever.
We really could.
Yeah, I feel we're gonna have to do this more often. So
I'll come back.
yeah.
Well, not if you move. Uh-oh.
Guess you gotta stay.
Who's going to help the turtles and the Keys, though?
I'll help with fucking turtles here.
Yeah,
we'll find a different
here?
animal. What about cats?
You know what?
So only
California
turtles?
does such a great job with their animal situation, and Florida doesn't give a shit. I feel like Florida really needs more help than California.
Okay.
Truly. Like, there's no, I mean, not to get political, Florida like passed some really shit laws when it comes to like Florida Fish and Wildlife this past year, and so like animals really have no hope in Florida right now. It's kind of sad.
So my impossible sad reality is I would be going after the people that are making the lives of animals so shitty. So like I would become an advocate for like fighting the people that don't think that those lives matter. Whatever. You can tackle the turtles. I'll tackle the assholes that don't give a shit about, you know, animals and their being. So
like truly, okay, honestly, if social media and let's say the internet was never a thing, what would you guys want to be doing?
Oh, I know what I want to be.
Yeah.
I'd be so bad at it though. Like I'd be really, really bad at it.
That's okay.
So I've always wanted to be a criminal profiler, and I want to work with people that are in jails, like psychologists. So like I love abnormal psych, and I want to work in psychology, but I don't want to work with people that are just like me. Like they're like, I went through a breakup and I have trauma. Like I don't want to fucking deal with me's all day long. Like I want to deal with people that are on a spectrum that is so unrelatable that it doesn't like haunt my day to day with things that are relatable.
Like a serial killer?
Yeah. So like I would love to be like Silence of the Lambs, criminal profiler. I want to be Clarice. Like that would be my dream. I'd be the worst at it because I'm horrible at reading people. And I would believe everything that they say to me. So we would be bad at it, but I would think that would be fascinating. And I would love to help people that maybe got themselves into some shitty situations because they had horrible childhoods. And I like to extend compassion to people that people have given up on. So that would be something that I would like.
I probably would have gone into politics, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
Really?
motherfucker! Yes, you should have.
And what position would you take up in politics?
Oh, I go for gold. I go for press.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's I wouldn't like the negative that comes with the job, because I do think the job sucks. But I think it's the position where you have the most ability to enact change. And so I think also I look at our politicians and our recent options, and I'm like, God, I feel like we could do so much better. Yeah.
So much bleak.
Yeah. So I think like knowing that I feel like in life in general, I've been able to meet so many different people from different socioeconomic backgrounds, different people of different genders, different religions, different, financial backgrounds, so many different things. And as a result, I feel like I can understand people on a different level. And so because of that, I'm like, damn, I would love to just like enact change, because I really don't feel like our country is that different. But I think sometimes we focus so much on the things that I really don't. Like, I really don't. I just think I go back to, Sophia's giving me the face. I'll cut to the camera.
The way I just looked at you, I was like, waiting for you to look at me.
I'm sorry, what?
The way our
we
eyes
don't hate this country.
The way our eyes watered.
Literally.
And we're like,
yeah.
I think when you
have no shot at POTUS, sorry.
Listen.
Good luck, sweetheart.
I think somebody has to try to bring the country together. I think when we focus so much on the things that divide us, then we have no chance of coming together. And
I have to accept that's not possible. I think step one is accepting that we're never going to be the same. Yeah, we might have some commonalities, but I feel like no offense, the dumbasses are the ones that are trying to unify everybody. That's like, how can you possibly be the same as somebody that's had a completely
I don't think anybody's
trying
to, but I don't think anybody's trying to unify us right now.
No, I'm saying you and your
I'm the dumbass then?
Yeah, you're the dumbass. I said no offense first. I
don't know if that's how that works.
I said no offense. You're being a dumbass.
You can't take offense now, Mark.
Yeah, because I said so. And you're hypothetical.
Mark, you're a dumbass. No offense, but no.
No. You have to say it beforehand.
Okay. Yes. No offense, Mark. Yeah. You're a dumbass.
Oh, see, it doesn't count. So with your hypothetical presidency, you're aiming for the stars. That's Princess La La Land.
You gotta aim for the stars. Fuck it. I'm aiming for the stars.
No, that could be labeled as like schizo. Like that's a little delusion. You're hallucinating now.
Listen,
she's profiling you right now. Mark.
Yeah, it's like.
Listen. You got to aim for the stars, and if you don't hit the stars, like you know.
Listen, I love that. In a perfect world, we all get along, and but unfortunately, that's
never
just
gonna happen.
not real. Listen, especially this country is very much divided, Mark.
This is true. Yes. This is true.
Like it's not even like no, I think I'd rather do that. It's like no, you're wrong, and if you don't believe what I believe, you can go to hell.
And I'm insulted that you think I'm similar to someone. Like I'm not going to say the exact demographic, but like we are not the same.
We are not,
and I don't want to be the same.
They not like us, babe.
No, they're yes.
I was
about to start rapping in my voice.
I will always believe there are things that we can unify the country with.
What we were embryos at one point, like fucking hell.
No.
We're all made the same way.
We can't deep dive this.
We were actually all females when we were first conceived.
Yes.
Oh, a lot of people won't want to hear that.
Well, actually, the whitehouse.gov actually lies about it, but we can cut this. That's okay.
No, I mean whatever.
We'll transition the conversation out of this because because this is we could probably go 2 hours into
Great.
this.
So you wouldn't be president of the United States. You would try your cards, your hand at POTUS.
Yes. What about you?
Easy. I'd be a wildlife veterinarian.
Okay.
If that didn't work out, then I would want to be a journalist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you feel like you could do those things now?
Yeah, but I'd take a really big pay cut.
Who cares?
I know. And I just had this conversation with my girlfriend yesterday. She was like, you have to get out of this mindset that like money is everything. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, like I have employees. Like I have to like pay for people's lives. And like that's what's on my thought process when it comes to money is like, it's not just about me and like, cause I don't live lavishly. Like I booked the economy seat. Like I drove my Subaru. Like I'm not a lavish person. But I think about the others that I have to support in my life, and that's what really like eats at me.
Cool,
so yes,
nice.
I could. I mean, I've thought about going back to school to becoming a vet many times, and I went to school for communications and journalism. So yeah, I could do that as well. But I don't know. It's a tough progression into that career after doing what I've done. I could not to say it's impossible. It's definitely not.
It would
impossible.
be really worthwhile. And
I know
life is long, and like you have to spend those years doing something anyways. And do you want to spend the rest of your life doing what you're doing now?
I would rather kill myself.
That's what I'm saying. That's how I felt. I'm like, bitch, you're gonna be alive anyways, so might as well do a hard left and transition into something else. It doesn't matter if you have a pay cut because you can be a millionaire.
You want to go back to school right now?
That's what we're meant. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. I'll say this. At some point in life, you have to go with the way like life is flowing. And like, if it's flowing in a different direction, you got to just accept that it's going to flow that way.
Yeah.
And so I think it's tough of like, you know, you're 28. Like, it's not like you're like 45 years old. You know what I mean? Like,
that's old.
Well, I mean, like,
so many people are like, fuck this
Yeah,
guy.
no, but truthfully, it's hard to pivot when you have kids and stuff like that. Like, I get it. The person who has a lot of people depending on them, like you're saying employees, but like those people would figure out like, and any job you're in, period, you have the ability to lose that job like this. So you have to have that you know, internal monologue and fire of like, hey, I'm going to be okay no matter what happens, because you just have to be like that. Otherwise, if you're always depending on somebody else, like, you're setting yourself up for failure. So for you though, you have to also recognize that like your happiness is the most important thing, not anybody else's ability to provide for themselves, things like that. It's your ability to just be happy, because if you're not happy, that's also going to negatively affect the people that are surrounding you, right? So to be fair, it's like you have to put that first, and like, you're so young that you have the ability to pivot, and like, you're not so bogged down by life that like it's not possible for you to. So I think the fact that, again, that you're having the conversation now means there's a higher likelihood that you eventually pivot into the thing that you're supposed to do in like in your next chapter of life. But I don't look at it of like, okay, just because when you were 18, 19 years old you started modeling, that means that that's what you have to do for the rest of your life. I think there's definitely ways that you can pivot, and to be fair, you know, kind of take the fact that you already have a platform and use that to educate people on the things that they don't know about. Because how many people are probably listening to this right now and are like, dude, I don't know anything about wildlife and like whether things are good or bad for wildlife around me. So the fact that you can go about and educate people is a very important thing. Yeah. And even right now, even without you going to vet school and things like that, you could reach out to plenty of organizations all over the world and just be like, hey, I would love to come volunteer with you guys, make a little content where I educate the people that follow me about it, and people would love seeing it. And it's another way. And like, even yes, there are guys that follow you because you're an attractive woman and things like that, but once they learn more about you as a human and like what are the things that you're passionate about and stuff like that, because you're naturally going to get them to pay attention, they're also going to learn because of that, because you're going to post about things that then teach them something. So totally. I mean, you know, so. Do
you guys remember that girl on Instagram? I can't remember her name, but she was like a big environmental advocate, but she also did like OnlyFans. So she would post like a sexy photo on Instagram, and then like it'd be a swipe of like an animal thing or an environment thing, and she would talk about it. And then like on her OnlyFans, she was talking about some big issue, and she was like, if you donate this much to this cause with this link, like, I think she said like she'll go topless or naked. I don't know. It's kind of wild. I love her. She was great. And I'm like, not that I would do that, but she was just like, what a great idea to like bring awareness to like certain causes. Like, she really did use her platform for good in that way. I thought that was very admirable of her. I can't remember her name. She was blonde. She was cute.
We also don't need to cater to people that don't align with us. And I feel like I, for so long, was like, people don't want to hear what I have to say about anything. So I'll just show them what they want to see. Like, for what? It's just not sustainable. They're not the person that's giving you purpose for the rest of your life. So you have to pivot at some point. Why not now rather than later? Like, it's the time.
Yeah.
We should probably wrap this up.
Yeah. We'll wrap this up here. Let's say this. It's February right now, beginning of 2025 still. What's your like purpose or goal with 2025?
My goal is to just be the happiest that I can be, honestly. I feel like I'm entering a very new chapter into my life right now, and I just need to figure out more of who I am and what makes me the happiest. Yeah. And also a big goal is spending more time with my friends. Like, that makes me really happy. So, yeah.
There it is.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you have one more.
What about you?
You have one more you have to make time for.
Yeah. I know, I do. I'm okay with that.
That's me.
I love that.
I was like, well, I don't know.
Wait, earmuffs.
I don't know if you know this, but I want to be your friend.
Wait,
what's up?
Anna. Earmuffs, Anna.
So just take this off?
Yeah, fuck her. She called me a dumbass earlier. You don't have to.
She said no offense.
No, I know that.
Thank you. Girls get it. Girls get it. No offense.
She said no offense. Therefore, you cannot be offended.
It's a very abusive friendship. She just.
I know.
What did we say? We like banter. We like jokes.
You said roasting.
Yeah,
like
said roasting.
So this was.
But I didn't do it right.
Okay, all right, Jeff Ross.
I didn't do it right.
Get out of the kitchen if you can't take the heat or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you can't take the heat,
get out of there.
Yeah.
Go sit down.
Okay.
Anyways,
what's
my goal of the year?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make myself proud. I want to achieve something that I'm working on currently that I never thought I was somebody that would be capable of doing it. like I put myself into like a little thing of like, this is kind of what your potential is. And I've disproved that already. And now I want to further disprove that and then see where that might take me. And I just want to continue to shock myself.
Love that.
Damn. Okay. I don't know. My goal for 2025 is to keep
pick winning teams.
I want to run a 5-minute mile.
I could do that.
No. You can't run a 5-minute mile.
Probably 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But I just want to keep embracing what I think is meant for me and stop trying to force things that aren't. So that would be my whole mindset all of 2025. Let's embrace the things that make sense and be okay with the things that separating yourself from the things that aren't. So that's that. So
beautiful.
Amazing. Thanks for having me, guys. I really enjoyed this.
Got to wrap up because we got to shower and get ready for our dinner tonight.
That's right.
Those are my Valentine's Day dates.
That's
there
right.
it is. There it is. So, all right, we got to wrap up. But Sophia, appreciate you coming on. We'll do this again. We could have gone on like 50
probably
different
4 more
tangents.
hours.
Yeah. So appreciate you coming on. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Happy belated Valentine's Day to everybody's listening to this. Mm-hmm. And
all right, love you guys.
We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.